We have to get someone plugging in there.
Brian always does that, yeah.
No, up there.
Oh yeah, that is off. So we need.
I'm not doing it, not it.
We need someone, Ed or
These
John.
gentlemen are gonna have to get up so someone can do it. Could you think there's a button up there? If they get up, could you?
Kyle's got it.
Yeah, Kyle.
So yeah, we got all power. We're all
I
plugged
think
there.
it's in the front.
It might be in the front of it.
Well, not the video, but the audio.
Yeah, video's not.
Audio's on.
That's why I said the gentleman had to get up.
It might be. Oh, there it is. All right. I know that was the fastest we've seen that go on. That's the fastest we've seen that solved.
Seen it yet? Or-
Yep, there we are. We're live. Thank you. There we are live.
You going?
Yes.
Okay, everybody ready? Okay, it is now 6:32. We're going to reconvene the July 17th Village of Greenwood Lake Board meeting. Let it be known that we've already stood and had the Pledge of Allegiance at the beginning. We'll go right into the work. Okay. Oh, we're going to do roll call first.
Okay. Trustee Count?
Here.
Trustee Cellier?
Here.
Trustee Truzino?
Here.
Attorney Nugent?
Here.
Mayor Haley?
Here.
All here.
Okay, Summer Concert Series. The Summer Concert Series is up and running. As of last Saturday, we had a stellar crowd, I'm told. I could not be there at the beach. It was probably one of the most highly attended concerts. Went off well, no weather problems, which is what I like, and looking forward to the rest of the season. It goes right up, I believe, a week shy of Labor Day. So every Saturday there should be something up and running. Centennial events. Now I know we've been talking about the Centennial for quite a while, and it looks like it's coming to its fruition right at the end here. So August is the big weekend. August 16th, 17th, 18th starts with a lake reunion. A lake reunion is something that's been had every 5 years or so for the last 15. Tony Donato has been doing a great job getting a couple hundred people to come back to Greenwood Lake and visit. Last year he wanted it, and then he realized that this was the centennial year, so he kind of just worked it right into this schedule. So that's Friday at the Elks. That's a paid event. Tony Donato's running it. Saturday is the big day. Parade, 11 a.m. Going to be a big parade, or a lot bigger than what we've seen. I'm quite certain. I was at a meeting last night. There's a lot of participants, and if we get good weather that day, it's going to be a beautiful day. That's going to segue. It's going to end right by the Chase Bank. It's going to segue right into Family Fun Day. Rides, boots, food, entertainment, some good old-fashioned stuff. That's a long day. That's going to go till 8 o'clock that night. So again, we can't control the weather, but if we all can keep our fingers crossed that we get through that weekend. Sunday, they're going to have an old-time baseball game. You know, for those of you who know a little bit of the history, Babe Ruth used to hang here back in the day, and so they thought it'd be kind of nice to have this old-time baseball troupe come in and play an exhibition game. And I think right following that, Kelly, what time is that? We said it for the capsule?
10 a.m.
Oh, the capsule's I'm sorry. The capsule will be opened at 10 a.m. Right opposite, right by the door, basically, where we just came in, a little to the left. They'll be displaying whatever they can from that time capsule from 1974, so we all can look and see what was put in it, and then the baseball game. So that's a big weekend. Large committee worked very hard, spearheaded by Nancy Clifford, doing a great job. It's an 18-month project that really, really deserves a lot of praise. She does a great job getting the word out. So thank you, Nancy, if you're listening right now. Okay, correspondence. Correspondence is in our packet for everybody to read if you'd like to.
No, their packets, they only get sent to you guys.
I'm sorry?
They only get sent to you guys unless.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Like, I stand corrected. All the board members have it, and if they have any questions, they can ask. Visiting elected officials, town councilman from the town of Warwick, Floyd. You good? Thank you, Floyd. I've been working with Floyd. I'll get into it later on the lake commission stuff. So, thank you for keeping us up to date. What's going on with that, Floyd? Okay, reports of boards and department head. Greenwood Lake Parks is Brendan Colasar, who could not be here tonight, so I'll read his report. Village-wide maintenance, consistent trash removal throughout the village, mowing and upkeep of all village properties. They maintain the beach, all hedges, installed and removed the dock for the 4th of July display, and that is no easy undertaking, I can guarantee you. That's a lot of work. Perform post-celebration beach cleanup, which if you were down there at 7 o'clock on Sunday morning, it needed a cleanup. They spread and delivered new beach sand for residents' enjoyment. What happened with the beach sand, that tornado-like conditions that we got in April, early May, whatever the date was, wasn't kind to the beach. I didn't realize how much debris floated up, and we tried our darndest to clean it. We just couldn't get every little thing. I said I didn't like the way it looked, so we spoke and we ordered another load of sand, and it's much more. It's better. It's safer. It's a lot of things. So, building maintenance. He operate the weed harvester. He's been operating our weed harvester that we have shared agreement with. He's been working on the north arm the last couple of days, and I'll speak about this a little bit more in the agenda, but he's been doing that and repaired police department generator. That ends the Parks Department report. DPW, sir.
Bill, I need you to come up here to the microphone, please. So the folks at home can hear you. So the folks at home can hear you.
Okay. Right now, we're working on, you're talking about paving, we're working on those roads to get the catch basins rebuilt. We painted the crosswalks, we're mowing, we're cleaning the leaves up, and we're busy obviously every day.
Yep. I've seen he's out there, so.
Any questions?
No, everything is good. Like I said, I spoke with Ben and Wally, and
We're working on that.
and
That's
we-
why we're trying to get ahead
yeah.
and make sure those roads are
Yep.
maintained first, so we don't have to tear them up again.
I got you. Okay, yeah, like I said earlier at the workshop, we want to get it right.
Yeah.
You know,
That's what we want to do, to
yeah.
get them rebuilt and get them,
Yeah.
so they don't cave in when it's paved over.
Absolutely. Thank you, Bill. Police, you're up, sir.
Ladies, gents, Officer Conklin. On behalf of Chief Adam Iron and the Greenwood Lake Police Department, we have exactly 1,138 blotters of the month of June. Traffic stops, 187. Tickets, about 96 tickets issued. Vessel stops on the lake, 33. Tickets on the lake, about 10 tickets. Arrests, 5 arrests. Accidents investigated at 6. And about 15 medical calls. Also, just like Mayor was saying, the Centennial Parade weekend, on the 17th, expect delays, especially because we have the parade. We'll be setting up early cones, no parking, stuff like that, so we can, prepare for the parade. Also, of the month of June, Chief Adam Iron and the PBA attended the Greenwood Lake Middle School graduation. There were 2 scholarships issued, and there were 2 students who got those scholarships. That's about all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, good. Okay. Water, Phil. How are you, Phil?
Hanging in there. Went to the doctor today.
Oh.
I have like a nerve impingement in my shoulder, so I don't have a lot to report. I guess I'll just focus on basically the 2 primary things that we've just.
I would like to say, Phil, just the end of last week, in all this heat, he did a hydrant flush, which seems to be successful. with a hydrant flush, you know, your main thing is being able to recoup the water you used that day. So we had to wait a little longer to do it. So it was very, very necessary. And we know when we're gonna do it, we're gonna get the calls with the discolored water. It's inevitable, but it has to happen. That's what gets the sediment out of the pipes. Phil, in that heat, thank you. It's a lot of work. So,
As I said, I'd like to report that this system flush went well, as it could expecting. Could be expected. If we finish in 3 days without any complete disasters. Must be noted that the list of defective hydrants is growing and should probably be addressed in the next budget discussion as the cost of hydrant replacement is not cheap. It'd also be noted that the number 2 filter that was recently repacked with new media is still suffering with performance issues. The second filter is necessary to produce the volume necessary to get through a flush inside of a week. The filter is producing good turbidity numbers, but for some odd reason it isn't achieving the same finished manganese removal numbers as the primary number 1 bed we've been using.
okay. But it worked well enough to do the
To get through
flush?
the flush, so I had to take it back offline. We're having issues with it. I mean, it's a mystery to me. If the engineers know about it, they don't really know what's going on with it either. It's identical water is being split to 2 filters, so it's getting identical treatment. It's going to 2 filters that are identical filters, and one's making good numbers and the other one for some odd reason is not.
Okay.
Why that is, we might have to get somebody from Robertson to take a look at it as to why.
Okay.
We replaced all the media and it's still, they should be getting the same numbers and
Okay.
they're not. So we can get by on 1 filter. In the event that we need the second filter, we have it. It just doesn't make as good a numbers as I'd like to see go out
Okay.
for finished manganese.
Okay, we'll follow up on that then.
But aside from that, that's pretty much it.
Okay, thank you, Phil.
Ready?
Feel better.
Yeah.
Thanks, Phil.
Okay, trustee reports. Deputy Mayor Kelm.
Look 'em up. Some senior center news. The bus trip to Huntington Hills Playhouse on the 23rd is full and it's closed. On Wednesday, July 24th at noon, Senator Scopus will be visiting the senior center. Stacy from the Garden Center on the July 31st will be having a planting program with the seniors. They have a wellness program July 17th, the 31st, August 7th, and 21st. The average attendance for the seniors every day is about 25 to 35 seniors. We've used the senior center 5 days this month as a cooling center. There's 2 young men that come in. They're relatives of of 2 of the seniors. They come in opposite Wednesdays during the hot lunch that's provided by the Office of the Aging. They pass out desserts. They help clean up. They sweep the floor. What's really adorable is that they stay after the lunch and they play cards and they play pool with the seniors, and it's really, really great to see them interacting together, and the seniors love spoiling these 2 boys. The Warwick Senior Picnic is August 27th from 11 to 3. If you have any questions on that or any other events, call our Senior Director Colleen at 477-8482. The first session of swim lessons went great, and the second session starts next week, right, Tom?
Yeah, yes, next Monday.
Next Monday.
Yeah.
The beach is looking great. Big thanks to Brendan and Ed and the beach staff for keeping it clean. I've been down there a few times. For the police, I was able to go to the fishing derby for a little while. It was adorable. There was a big turnout. There was a lot of kids. My big favorite part of the whole day was I helped a little boy put a worm on his pole, and he told me I did a good job for a girl. And that made my day.
Well, tell them what the name of it was, 'cause I love the
Oh
name.
my God, and they called it Cops and Bobbers, and I think it was just the cutest name for a fishing derby. But it was a great day, and I thank the police department because they do so many great programs for our youth, and everybody should keep an eye out for them and bring your kids. That ends my report.
Thank you. Trustee Cellier.
Thank you, Mayor. Start with the library report. The library board will hold their reorganization meeting, followed by their regular business meeting tomorrow, Thursday, at 7 p.m. in the library. That meeting will be an opportunity to reappoint the different board positions, president, vice president, and so on. Tuesday, on July 23rd, at 1:30 p.m., they have a young adult program. They've highlighted this month felting, right? They'll combine felting if you're into, so I just learned what that is, knitting.
It's very cool.
It's very cool.
I've done it. It's really cool.
I need to try it. Felting, and your favorite yellow pocket monster for a fun adventure where imagination meets creativity in the most adorable way. So that's at the library Tuesday, July 23rd. The month of June, they had an Artist of the Month, is a series that they've been doing. Arthur Gilmore was the June sort of featured artist and award-winning art director and creative directors. They have some pieces of Greenwood Lake also done by the artist was displayed. Arthur Gilmore is actually the vice president of Ridgewood Art Institute and currently holds a workshop in Suffern. So this is something that the library does for the community. The school board held their reorg and business meeting on Monday, July 15th. There were no changes to their current board positions, so the president, vice president, those were held over for the next year. John Thurber being the president and held his position. And their news, which has been published on Facebook and on their pages, Superintendent Haddon and the Greenwood Lake Board of Ed appointed Ms. Michelle Ring as the new Greenwood Lake Elementary School principal. She comes with an extensive background in teaching at the primary level, background in many of the educational programs that are currently in place in the district, and she's highly rated for leadership style and strong communication skills, and she'll begin her post on August 1st as a principal of our Greenwood Lake Elementary School. Chamber of Commerce, they'll have a ribbon cutting ceremony tomorrow, Thursday, July 18th at 4 p.m. for the Trattoria, the Italian restaurant that's open, actually to rave reviews on 75 Windermere Avenue. The chamber will hold a mixer on July 24th at the Food Truck Park from 6 to 9 p.m. Guests and non-members are $10, and it's a great way for new business owners, entrepreneurs in the village to network, to sort of advertise their business in here in Greenwood Lake. So the chamber, they get a good crowd, so encourage people to come out who are not members as a way to learn about what the chamber does for the village. The chamber is sponsoring inflatables for the Centennial Family Fun Day, which you mentioned earlier, which will be held on August 17th from 11 to 8. And just news and noteworthy from the chamber, they're planning, I mentioned this last month, but it's worth mentioning again, they're planning a social media workshop in the fall for all businesses, and they'll be providing additional details to the community. And the chamber is also excited to welcome Greenwood Lake Lakeside Grab and Go Market with a ribbon cutting scheduled for August 1st at 4 p.m. This is a business who's owned by Melissa, who used to run Lake Effect. So it's a great new addition to the lake, and this business will be operating at a Greenwood Lake marina. From a community organization report, the Greenwood Lake Lions Club awarded their $2,000 scholarship to Ava Lynn Schwab. This is a scholarship they award to high school seniors that demonstrate a commitment to community service. So among other activities, Ava over the past several years has volunteered for the Greenwood Lake Summer Reading Program, helping children improve their reading skills. Ava will be attending college in the fall and has an interest in a teaching career. So on behalf of the Greenwood Lake Lions, and as well as the village board and the mayor, we wish every success to Ava. And finally, my economic development report, Two Fools Gifting Games. They're going to continue their monthly commitment to hosting a different local charity and organization by donating 10% of the profits on sales for the month. And tomorrow, they'll be hosting a fundraiser for the Greenwood Lake Fire Department. That will begin at 6 p.m. and at 7 p.m. they'll hold a raffle, and there'll be a presentation by the fire department. So again, a new business in Greenwood Lake who's giving back to the community in a very vital and in an important way. So no updates for the Village Code Committee. That ends my report.
Thank you, Trustee Selye. Trustee Truzino.
Good evening, Greenwood Lakers. The new combined ZBA board met for the first time in June. Applicants were at the Benjamin Steakhouse. They received a site plan approval, and it is expected that they will begin moving forward with pulling demo permits in the near future. One zoning application for an area variance was granted. New updated permit applications are available at Village Hall and the website, and we ask that homeowners and contractors use the updated application forms. New requirement for the building plans is 2 hard copies and 1 PDF version emailed to the building department. That's the email for that is building@villageofgreenwoodlake.org. The building department is aware that septic companies are backlogged. If having difficulty getting an appointment by your due date, call Danielle in the office. Please remember that garbage and leaf bags are only to be put out at the night before pickups, and receptacles promptly taken back in after their pickup. Totals in June amounted to $6,762, which included $4,182 in building permits. For public safety, the Greenwood Lake Fire Department reported to 19 calls for the month of June. They also held 1 department meeting and 1 officers meeting. Training for the month focused on vehicle extractions and motor vehicle accidents. The fire department signed on to take part in the National Night Out in Warwick for August 5th. And the ambulance corps reports that 47 calls for service were their total for the month of June. They received a new emergency vehicle, which is on a 2024 Ford F-450 chassis. The Corps deployed a crew for the Village Street Fair to meet citizens and for emergency responses. Conclusion.
We're good? Attorney?
Nothing for public, just the executive session.
Village clerk, Kathleen.
We are still accepting tax payments. It's now, in the second, tier on your tax bill. It will go up again, on August 1st. We also are still accepting water payments. We will be posting our new notary hours, by the end of the week. Anything else, Hal? All right, that's all we have to report.
Okey-doke. Okay, old business. Lake treatment, weed harvesting. We entered into a semi-quasi agreement with West Milford. We obtained 2 weed harvesters. Need a little mechanical work, so we got a little bit of a late start. We have 1 up and running now in the North Arm. I know the North Arm, by waiting until we had to, it was overgrown more than it normally is. Our crew has been out there last week, spending a lot of hours, and I believe that it's looking much, much better. We're going to continue on it every day if possible, working on it. I think the people who are living there are going to see a noticeable, a sincere, noticeable difference in the next couple of days. We're also, once we take care of that, we'll be able to bring it over to the East Arm, or actually the West Shore, over kind of by DeFeo's Marina, where we keep our emergency boats, fire boats, to keep that channel open. It was given herbicides on June 26th, and I believe they did a great job. Not many complaints, but it's not a perfect situation. So it's something we're cognizant of, we're aware of, and we will be addressing it every day. Also, on that note, on next Wednesday, July 24th, the same company, Tigris, will be treating the lake for algae. You have to wait a couple of weeks after you do the initial one. There are no restrictions, no swimming restrictions, no showering restrictions with what's being used. But just so you know, that'll be the 24th. Hotel motel tax, it's at some juncture in committee, out of committee, but we have not been given final notice that it's passed. I believe it looks fine. I'm told it looks fine, but we haven't gotten the gavel on it. So it's still in limbo till the legislature reconvenes. I guess they do that in end of August, early September. So, new business, MS4. Okay, MS4. The subject of MS4 is our stormwater discharge. Anything that enters the lake, whether it be through rain, whether it be through snow, anything that can impact our lake is regulated by the DEC. We've reached a point in our time in Greenwood Lake where our population has got to the point where we now have to comply with a more stringent set of rules, so to speak. These rules entail, not limited to, public awareness, education, enforcement if necessary, having a plan in place, having every storm drain that we have in the village mapped out correctly so we know exactly where everything is. I mean, down to the GPS coordinates. That's how strict the state is as far as this program's concerned. Now, we never had to comply with this whole thing in the past. But the good news is we have a great engineering firm who've done this a lot, and we're on point to be done as scheduled. But there will be some code changes in order to comply. So basically, what we're going to do, we're going to have at next month's regular meeting, we will have a public workshop regarding whatever code changes are necessary. I'm not in possession of them right now. They're being worked on by the engineers. I don't expect them to be crazy, insurmountable things. There could be word changes here and there, but I don't want to speak too much because I haven't seen them. So we will be addressing that at next month's meeting. But this is something that you don't even have an option on. You have to comply. We all know how the government can be at every level. And when you're dealing with a lake of our size, they're here all the time. So we're going to be in full compliance. CHIPS, changing gears. CHIPS, the CHIPS money is regarding roads, road maintenance, things of that nature, even buying equipment to treat roads. Typically in the last 8-10 years, we've always tried to get as many roads repaved as possible. Like everything else, the CHIPS money doesn't greatly increase, but the cost of paving and milling roads has greatly increased. So you're definitely not getting a bang for a buck like you did 10 years ago. But, no pun intended, we will chip away at it. So, the DPW from Warwick, the superintendent, Ben Astorino, has gave me some recommendations on roads that he felt needed it. We've surveyed them. Now, basically, what we're doing is going to the bean counters, figuring out which ones we can do. And our whole thing is we want to do these things correctly. If you mill a road and then you pave it in a perfect world, that's better than just going over it. But some roads might not need to be milled, but we want to make sure we're correct in what has to be milled and what necessarily doesn't have to be milled. So the paving, I would think the paving will be done sometimes before the summer's over, maybe in September. And the reason for that is we want to get it right. We want to make sure that the roads we're doing are the correct roads, and we're going to treat it the best way possible. So that's CHIPS. We're working on that. That's it under new business. I can go right into events. Okay, excuse me. Teen Center, scheduled for Tuesday nights, located at the Community Center, 51 Waterstone Road, between the hours of 4 and 6 for 2nd to 5th grades, 6 to 8 p.m. for 6th to 8th grades. Farmers Market continues Saturday mornings until October 26th, located at Benwood Stanley Park, starting at 11. I think it starts earlier than that, doesn't it? I want to say it starts at 9. I could be.
9.
I think it's 9.
9 to 1.
Yeah. Yeah, it's 9 to 1, so that's a typo. The concert, this Friday night, we typically do our concerts on Saturday. This Friday night, we're having a benefit concert from a couple of bands of young adults who want to raise a little money for a benefit. It's called Mercy Ships. If you Google it, you can find out exactly what it is, but it's something out of the same family as Doctors Without Borders. You know, they send physicians and nurses to parts of the world that could use it, and these young guys asked if they could run a benefit, and we were unanimous in and
It's
saying
three
yes. And it is 3 bands. So, and again, no cost to the village. We're actually giving them a venue where they can go do what they've been doing for years. So we're happy to do that. Steve Goldstein's his name. Very good guy. He's been our senior lifeguard, head lifeguard down at the beach for the last couple of years, and we were happy to help him in his charitable endeavor. Okay, zoning board meeting scheduled for August 24th, August 2024 and June 24th. Located at 18 Church Street. There's a typo in here. What's the date on it? It doesn't give me the date. 1 second on that. I'll get back to it. Lake Reunion, scheduled Friday, August 16th. Centennial Parade Family Fun Day, August 17th.
The second and fourth Tuesdays of the month.
Okay, so that's the zoning, the ZBA will be meeting the second and fourth Tuesdays of the month. For, at least for August, June, and August. Okay, witness the opening of the time capsule, followed by a Babe Ruth tribute baseball game, scheduled for Sunday at August 18th, and the time capsule will be open right here in front of the teen center, right at around 10 a.m. Okay, privilege the floor on any items. Yes, ma'am.
For the water drain plan that you're doing,
The stormwater?
so since you're looking at everything that brings water into the lake, correct?
Everything that, yeah,
So
either
will-
through
Will
storm.
someone be coming out to people's properties and going on our properties
No.
to assess anything?
No.
or-
When I
And if
say,
there's water, I have a brook.
right, when I say anything that's going into the lake, we're not, going on people's personal property isn't part of that.
Okay.
It's about how we as a municipality discharge it. Ultimately, water that goes in them storm drains is gonna end up in that lake. And so we're the ones being monitored, so to speak, not so much the average homeowner about.
I mean, I don't do anything to.
Well, no. I mean, what you could do, and that's part of the education.
I just would wanna know.
Yeah, no. There'll be no one entering any of the, go ahead,
I
Kathleen.
need you to speak your name and your address.
Oh, I'm
Sorry.
Forgot again. Jean, Jeanne, Marin, Marron, 5 Brook Court.
Thank you.
Brook being the cool.
Okay, I hope that answered your question. Yes,
Ed Kroll, 659 Jersey Avenue. Along the same lines, on that plan, are they gonna, you're talking about discharge, are they also gonna look at like what we put down in the winter? Whether it be sand or salt or, if we decide to go to brine or whatever? Are they gonna look at that? Is that gonna be part of this study and,
it's a good question that I can ask. I believe everything that we use, comes through municipalities procuring it. Like we get it from the town of Warwick, who buy it from a company. So, well, I can't sit here and say I'm 100% sure it's perfect. I'm sure whatever is being used is in compliance, but I will ask that question.
because a lot of times we see around, like when they do the drawdown, we see like on the discharge pipe on Waterstone here, you'll see like a pile of sediment obviously from sand that went down in the winter. And I think that'd be something important to at least talk about.
Sure.
My other question is, before you do these local law changes, are you guys gonna release a copy of what the changes are gonna be?
Oh, yeah, we're gonna do it on,
Will we
yeah.
have to get them online?
Oh, no, but we're having the workshop next month at 6 o'clock prior to our regular meeting. So I was gonna go through this at the end. So next month, 6 o'clock is gonna be the workshop regarding this. Then we will enter, I stand corrected. Will be the public hearing at 6 o'clock. When that's concluded, we will enter into our workshop and then segue into the regular meeting.
My question is, can we have it before that workshop or the public hearing so we can actually read it? And if we have any questions, because in the past, you get it that day, and a lot of times they have it. Generally when you get these things, the new verbiage will be italicized.
Right.
Anything that's coming out would be struck through but still there. And the verbiage that's staying the same, the type would stay the same. It hasn't been coming out in that form.
Right, well,
So if we could get it that way,
Yeah,
then it's easy to understand what the changes are.
yeah, it hasn't even been written yet, but I get what you're saying, and that's something we should be able to put up. Once Brian looks at it, and he gives us the go-ahead that that's a good legit, not legit, but a good revision, then we'll get something out, but go ahead.
Yeah, you're talking about for the public hearing,
For the,
right?
yeah,
so it'll
he's
be-
asking to get it early.
It'll be available at least 8 days before the public hearing date,
So
so if that's
we'll-
August 21st, it should be around the 13th. or
Okay, so
whatever,
we'll have that up on our website
at the latest.
at the latest, 8 days.
Awesome,
But Brian-
thank you.
Brian, are you gonna have it where, like, how he's asking, like, with it striked out and all that stuff?
Yeah, we usually,
Got a red line.
again, I'm not initially drafting it because it's coming from the
Right,
engineer,
right.
but
Right.
typically, and I can ask him to redline it. And for the public hearing, we put up the red line so people can see what's changing, and
Right.
then the final version will be clean.
Okay.
Right, okay.
But I'll reach out to the engineer and suggest that they redline it,
Okay.
so that that's what we can put out.
Okay,
Thank you.
anything else?
I just have one other comment, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
So there was a thing going on, 2 weeks ago about this dead deer that ended up on somebody's property. Is it really against the law to drag it back to the curb if it gets hit in the road and ends up on your front lawn or in your yard?
Yeah.
Because I read it on the internet, I know
Yeah.
not everything on the internet is true.
What do you think, John?
Uh,
Do you know anything about that?
I'm
You're the
off
law
duty,
enforcement.
so.
I mean,
Because I was gonna go drag it out for the guy and he didn't, he didn't want anybody to do it because he was afraid they were gonna get in trouble. But
I mean,
It was hit in the road and it died.
I mean, I can't
Well, it's not
imagine.
gonna get run over in your yard, John.
Right, so,
So
it got hit and then
definitely got
wandered
hit
over,
in
yeah.
the road, right?
I would say it's still a municipal issue, so,
Yeah.
right.
I mean, I don't think anybody would get in trouble for bringing it to curbside, and they'd make a notification. But I mean, I'll go on record. Well, listen, everybody in the room probably scrolls through Facebook. It truly is not a notification. I missed that one, so it just shows
I
you.
think the problem
know.
is that got hit by a car, wound up like staggering over, died on the person's property. They then called about it saying it was dead on the property, and they're not allowed to go on somebody's personal property to do it. So then they were saying, well, if we just drag it, so I think it was like already out there that they were going to do it, kind of thing, and that's how that whole thing
I mean, I would've
spiraled.
went and dragged it out for the guy.
Right.
I would have went and got it with my truck if I
Right.
know. I mean, but that being said, please, if you have an issue, 477-9215.
Yeah, we weren't called about it. Went through
Yeah,
dispatch.
yeah,
So.
9215. I mean, Facebook, while I know it's a gossip place and people like it, you can't consider a Facebook post a notification,
Right.
whether it be garbage wasn't picked up. I know you know nothing else to do and you go out there and you scroll. I get that, but if you pick up your phone, you'll probably get more of a reaction. Hoping that a mayor and clerks and deputy mayors were not sitting there.
Same thing happened with the
Yeah.
lady that had no water. That she said she had no water for 2 days, and went on.
It was internal in her house. Her
But as
filter
soon as
was
she
clogged.
called, Phil went right over and
Yeah.
and fixed it for her.
So-
So just
After
instead of
9,000
posting,
comments
call
on
first.
Yeah, that's all. But anyway,
We can get.
but we do read it.
Fast results
I'd
that way.
lie to you, tell if we don't read it, but please don't count that as a notification.
Yeah.
Anybody else privilege of the floor? Okay. Okay, we have a couple of resolutions. Okay, let's start right here.
I'm gonna give you this one for 9 when you get to
Oh,
it,
okay.
just to update the dates.
Okay. Okay, resolution number 6, 2024-2025. The following resolution duly scheduled, authorizing legal services by special village counsel in litigation.
I
Do
will
it.
make that motion.
I'll second.
Callum, Sally, aye.
Aye.
All aye.
Please count Trezino.
Oh, sorry. I heard him say aye. That's why.
I like you. I
Callum,
got you.
you know.
I don't need to do this, right?
No, I don't care. Oh,
Okay,
But after you read it, you can just hand it.
okay. Okay,
So all aye.
Oh, I
Say aye. That's Mr.
all
Mayor.
right.
say it.
Say it.
Okay, resolution 7 of 2024-2025. Resolution authorized the mayor to hire Peter Hildebrand as building inspector 3 at 26-hour effective immediately. Do you have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Trezino,
Second.
Callum. All aye.
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 Resolution 8 of 2024-2025 authorizes the pay increase of Daniel Mulqueen at $21.60 per hour effective July 22nd, 2024. Do I have a motion?
Motion,
I'll make it.
Joan,
I'll second.
Regina,
Aye.
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 Okay, this is 6 again. So,
I was waiting for your final time, so I braced myself. If you have it.
okay, resolution number 9. Authorizes the mayor to sign a maintenance service agreement with Peak Power Systems Incorporated for the village-owned generators for the period of July 1st, 2024 to June 30th, 2025. Do you have a motion?
Make the motion.
Elliot,
Second.
Joan. Aye.
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 Resolution number 10. Authorizes the village clerk to transfer $838,307.26 of unused funds from NICLAS to Water Cap Project to pay off bond anticipation notes 2023 Series B to Oppenheimer and Company in the amount of $1,058,431.25 for the water plant project. Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Elliot,
I'll second.
Trezino,
Aye.
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 Mr. Mayor.
Aye. Motion, resolution 11. Resolution authorizing the village clerk to pay off bond anticipation notes of 2023 Series B to Oppenheimer Company in the amount of $1,058,431.25 for the water plant project.
Make the motion.
I'll second.
Joan, Trezino,
Gonna explain all this when we're done. That was my fault.
no, it's okay.
Aye.
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 Everything?
Aye.
Okay.
Okay, resolution number 12, 2024-2025, authorizes the village clerk to transfer $2.5 million from the general account to NICLAS. Do I have a motion?
Just one sec, just before we make the motion, is that right, 2.5, or is it just, okay. Just in the minutes, it was different, I wasn't sure, but, okay.
No, we talked about other numbers when
No, I think this is zero down in the minutes, I just wasn't sure.
Okay.
if it was-
Do you have a motion?
Yeah, I'll make the motion, man.
I'll second that.
did he skip over 11? That's why?
No, just
No, he
on,
didn't.
We're good.
on the minutes, I wanted to confirm the amount.
Okay.
That was it. I'm good.
All right. So who made the first?
I made the motion.
Okay.
John second. I say aye.
Okay. Everybody else, aye.
Aye.
Resolution 13, 2024-2025, to set a public hearing to authorize revisions to the village stormwater management code, chapter 96. Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Joan? All aye.
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 Can we go into a little explanation?
If you want.
Yeah, I was a little remiss earlier on the new business. I'm gonna have the village clerk explain to you, regarding these transfers of money. It all has to do with the water plant and a bond that we're working on. So Kathleen, real quick.
Okay, so we originally took out a bond for the water plant. The whole project's gonna be $5 million. We're getting a $3 million grant from EFC. We originally took out a bond for $995,000. That has come up. So of what we spent, what we had left over, which we had transferred over to NICLAS, which gains more interest than our normal bank account, we had $838,307.26. In the regular water project line, we had $116,661.20 for a total of $954,968.46. With what we owe in regards to with interest for that bond that we took out, it comes to $1,058,431.25, of which we're taking from general $103,462.79, which we will be getting back from what we spent to EFC, since EFC is now taking over that bond, and we will be getting $151,000 back from them. So in essence, with what interest we gained with NICLAS, it's like a $47,537 difference. so that we are in the plus, not the minus.
So, thank you. So basically, we consolidated the bills.
Yes.
And the bond's now in a better spot, and we're comfortable with that. So, I just want to give you a quick explanation when you hear all those numbers. Okay.
So it helped having it in night class, especially with the interest that we're gonna pay on it. We actually are above that.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
Going to night class last year was a beautiful thing.
Yeah, that was a good thing.
Okay, do I have a motion to pay all audited bills?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Sally, hey, Callan?
Yep. Aye.
Yeah, I have that written down. Please hold on a second. Who has the voucher file, by the way?
I do right here.
Okay.
From the last meeting?
It's from the June, 21st meeting.
What do you need?
I'm looking for my second page where I wrote the dates on, but he just gave me back all these resolutions, so hold on one second.
The June 19th meeting, right?
June 19th, and then we had the June 21st special
Oh.
meeting and the June 24th special meeting.
Oh, okay.
So we're doing all three.
Okay. Just bear with us 1 second.
So you're going to say,
You need the dates, Kathleen?
I know that village board, June 21st special meeting and June 24th special meeting.
First was the June 12th village board, right?
Was it the 12th?
It was the 12th.
Okay. So June 12th.
Yep.
village
Okay,
board.
I'd like to have a motion to approve minutes from our June 12th regular village board meeting, and then the special meeting on June 21st and June 24th?
27th.
27th. So three meetings. Do I have a motion?
I'll make that motion. Yep. I'll second. I'm sorry.
Trezino, Cellier,
And I.
Malone.
There are no budget transfers or amendments. We will now enter executive session for personnel issues. And we will, before we will reconvene, and we will check outside if anybody wishes to return for our closing. It's not anticipated that we're gonna have any business conducted then, but you're more than welcome to come back in.
Okay.
If we don't see you, thank you very much, and see you next month.
Making a motion
no,
to
we
go
do
into
that when we
executive
come out.
session.
I'll make the motion.
Cal,
All
Trezino,
right,
Aye.
Malone.
aye. 9:19, 7:19. Oh, yeah.
Bring up a chair.
Oh, no,
Oh,
yeah, oh,
there's a
no.
chair.
The only thing
chair
we
for
put
you,
in is what Tigers puts in, and I have all that in documented contracts and stuff. Holly, get a chair.
Kelly said she has one for me
There's a
already.
chair, there's a nice
Oh.
velvety one over there.
Yeah, we got that. Oh, look at that.
I'm gonna sit right by Brian and Chad.
Thanks.
Over here, so I'm out of the way. I will make sure that everybody's out
Okay.
the door.
How was your trip, Brian?
Very good.
I liked following it.
Yeah.
How did I miss this?
Baseball. The good picture.
I'm really
So many good pictures.
How did I miss this? How did I not?
I just wanted to check my feet.
No.
Yeah,
Oh,
good
shoot,
though.
yeah.
Definitely.
Oh, my.
I gotta